I'm Mir.
I'm Sophie.
And guys, as you can see, we are back with Chernobyl, the finale. This is the last episode we're watching, so we hope you guys enjoyed our Chernobyl journey. Smash that like button, comment, and subscribe to join us on our journey.
And guys, don't forget to look at our description for our Patreon. Full-length movie and show reactions, no sync required. And to make it easier for everybody, it's only one subscription. So don't forget to check that out. And let's get right into it. Maybe it's showing like how life was before everything happened.
I hope.
Because you know everybody evacuated already.
I think it is shown before. Oh yeah, it's definitely shown before. Oh.
12 hours before, okay.
I love it. I'm so happy they're doing this. Yes, please show us how it happened. Please.
We'll maintain at 1600. I'll go home, get some sleep, come back tonight. We'll proceed then.
Well, I'm not waiting around. Call me when it's done.
So it's crazy how it looked like everything could have been avoided if they wasn't being so stuck up, him and Dialtov, and just listened.
That's what it seemed like.
That's what it's coming off as.
It seemed like they was told not to do it in some sort of way. But it seemed like they wanted to complete the test, or
they just wanted to do it their way because they was having a conversation before. So yeah, it's coming off like, in a sense, they knew that they weren't supposed to do anything with that plant because of what was going on, because of the power that was needed, and they still went about it anyway.
Turns out you're quite good at this.
At what? Lying.
Statecraft, Legasov. Statecraft.
he did lie.
Yeah.
Which makes sense, because he doesn't want to die.
Once it's over, we will have our villains, we will have our hero, we will have our truth.
But will we, though?
After that, we can deal with the reactors.
Well, I wonder what's going to ultimately be said at this trial.
He already lied first.
Right, yeah, he already lied, so that doesn't make anything
right. It's not making it better. And honestly, that's why, like you said, in the beginning we saw he had those tapes.
Yeah.
Because that's where he told the truth about everything. Oh, he's losing his hair?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Which is a sign of cancer.
Well, that sucks. He knew that was going to happen eventually.
Yeah.
Chakov is saying they're going to fix the reactors after the trial.
The state will never willingly fix the reactors because acknowledging the problem means admitting that they lied. They will have to be forced.
Yeah, basically.
That's facts. Kind of obvious.
That's what they keep talking about even after the trials, because maybe they'll still try to get rid of him.
That is when our jury will finally hear the truth.
And do what with it?
Insist on reform.
They will shoot me. Khomyuk.
Will they shoot him right there and then?
No, but he has a right to be concerned.
Yeah.
Because we do know how they act. But
that's what I'm saying. He practically got to risk his life just for the truth.
I went willingly to an open reactor. So I've already given my life. Isn't that enough?
I don't blame him. Because it's like...
No, I'm sorry, but it is
people
not.
like him in their position is like, why do we have to be the ones to sacrifice all this stuff for the better good? Like, that does suck. That's a lot of burden to carry. For real. And I don't think you should expect anybody to willingly just do that. Like, after you die, you get a lot of recognition. But when you're alive, you're treated like, you know, the last option.
because we know how he feels. He wants to tell the truth. You know, enough talking about telling the truth. Let's see what he does in front of the people. And if it's going to change. Because according to the future, him doing the tapes, he lied.
Possibly. Or maybe he didn't tell the whole truth.
Maybe he didn't tell the whole truth.
This session of court is now open. Comrade Judge Milan Kadnikov presiding. Indictments.
I don't know why I always wanted to go to court.
It's boring. Most of the time, it's not something important like this. It's like boring, like like petty theft and stuff like that. It's boring, bro. I could wait. Even though it's not the real one, this gonna be the closest we see the reactor. Because you just saw that. I think that was the reactor.
In order to sign this certificate, all safety tests had to have been successfully completed.
Oh, look at him.
Yeah,
Dietlov
Dietlov looked horrible. He probably has cancer and everything.
The first time they tried, they failed. The second time they tried, they failed. The third time they tried, they failed. The fourth time they tried was April 26, 1986.
That's bad. That's real bad. That last part was the only part I needed to hear. If you fail 3 times and you try one more time, that deserves to happen to them. Not the people, them, those 3. Because that's bad, bro.
But I want to know what's the truth that the professor wants to say, you know?
The first link in the chain of disaster. Competent management would have insisted on cancelling the test. These 3 men allowed it to proceed.
And that was the meeting that we saw when they still went with it.
At midnight, there is a shift change.
A shift change?
A shift change?
So the people who wasn't there, they got them to come?
We don't know what it is. It's fine. We take it down to 700, hold it there. The rest is Stolyachuk and Kirschenbaum, but Dyatlov is going to be supervising.
You know what this is? Bad management.
Yeah.
Because at this point, you can't even really blame these people that are in the lower positions. This
right,
is just
because
management.
all they can do is listen. Like, can you really tell your boss no? No, you can't.
Are you sure? Right. Thank you. He says to follow the crossed-out instructions.
Follow the... Okay.
Follow the crossed-out instructions.
This is not good. Shut the fuck up and do your job. Topped it off. Reduce power to 700.
So basically, he just went in there and told him what to do. And it's like, what can you really do?
Bro, first off, if you get me in a power plant and I don't know what to do, I'm not touching nothing. He's telling them I don't even know what to do.
Right, but in their situation, are they supposed to walk away and get killed?
Well, I see the man talk. See what he got to say.
Fuel increases reactivity. Control rods and water reduce it. Steam increases it. The rise in temperature reduces it. This is the invisible dance that powers entire cities without smoke or flame. And it is beautiful.
I just learned something new.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was that. Well, when he put it like that, that was actually really simple, the way he said it.
We're starting to lose balance. At 28 minutes past midnight...
Boris is dying, by the way, if you haven't noticed.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it, but yeah.
Easy now. Take it down.
They're practically training him on the job. Oh, man.
Come get me when these old women are ready.
Yes, Comrade Dyatlov.
He is such an a-hole.
Okay, and this is obviously near when it explodes, because he wasn't in the room when it happened. Okay, oh, that's moving really fast there. Is that 600? Whoa.
It's about to go to 0, right?
Oh, this is... Well, that's not good.
LAC disabled, global control activated.
Yeah, it's still going down.
Oh!
The rules don't say 50. There is no rule.
Comrade Dyatlov, I apologize, but what you're saying makes no sense.
Raise the power.
No.
So right here is the moment.
Yeah.
Right here.
Okay.
I'm only getting this hype because right here is the crucial moment that is completely his fault.
Yeah.
He told him 3 times, no. And that's his boss. And he's still saying, raise the power.
I would like you to record your command.
Raise the power.
Okay. So, I get what he's saying, because he needs proof that he told him to raise it. Yeah, this is insane.
My lips getting chapped. I'm so nervous.
If you weren't there, then where were you?
Comrade Legasov, you are a witness, not a prosecutor. I will ask the questions here. If you weren't in the room, then where were you?
The toilet.
It's just all you can do is laugh, bro. Oh my gosh, all you can do is laugh. He's like literally lying in front of like, come on, bro. Forrest, go another one.
Or get some water.
Y'all know everybody. Y'all dying. This is some BS.
It's the fact that
I don't like this, bro.
He can just sit up there and lie. But I think we need another crucial point for it to all really mangle up together. Because He said the way he sound, how mad he was when he was doing that recording, it has to have been something more deeper.
More deeper? Sorry.
Deeper than what we're seeing right now. Something more insane.
After the war, people came to live here anyway. They knew the ground under their feet. Soaked in blood, but they didn't care. No one ever thinks it's going to happen to them. And here we are.
Yeah.
Boris really, illustrating how impossible this event is, how rare it is, to never think it would happen to you, how crazy things have happened in the world. And it is pretty insane.
And I think that's also why they're also try to get the professor just tell the truth,
I hoped that one day I would matter, but I didn't. I just stood next to people who did.
He don't think his position was important in this?
He wasn't just saying that. He was saying like overall, he never gets assigned to serious matters. Nobody believed that what was going on in Chernobyl was serious. So the fact that he was assigned to it in the moment, it proves to him like, oh yeah, like nobody's ever going to take me serious because they don't give him like the duties that require like a more serious person.
Akimov and Toptunov completely withdrew 205. Remember, control rods are the brakes on this car. Of 211 rods, only 6.
Yeah.
Yo, they was bugging.
Yeah.
They was bugging. I'm not even a scientist or a control room guy, and I understand how dumb this was. And Dyatlov has been there for 25 years. And he acting like he don't know this? Did he not think it was ever gonna explode?
To me, it's no way that he didn't know it was going to happen. My thing is like, what made him do it? I think Dyatlov is going to go in there and press the button.
I think they're trying to slowly increase it, and it's not going up right now.
We should warn Khomyuk, the pipes are going to be jumping.
Never mind him. Kirschenbaum?
The steam in the separator drum is too low, 5 atmospheres.
All right, let's all help him. Get it up as best you can.
Yo, he is crazy.
The computer is recommending that the reactor be shut down.
Well, of course it's saying that. It doesn't know we're running a test.
He seems like the most incompetent person in the room.
Steam increases reactivity, increases heat, increases steam, increases reactivity.
I don't know why him saying this is like making me nervous. And
Yeah,
I already
'cause
know
it's
what's gonna
like,
happen.
yeah.
But it's like hearing him saying this in court, I would be my heart will be pounding like, yo, that's insane that y'all idiots let that happen.
Right.
Look at that, bro. That's like, come on, bro.
You have a power surge, Sasha.
My heart, bro. I already know what's gonna happen, but it's like,
What did you do?
123 and 40 seconds.
The core exploded.
Your Honor.
Court is now adjourned. We will resume tomorrow.
Let him finish.
Comrade Shcherbina.
Let him finish.
bro, what is happening right now?
Because you
is this a show or is it real life? Like I feel like I'm in the courtroom right now.
He saw like I said, that most critical appointment where that button could have stopped everything. He know he messed up and he didn't want him to say it. Now come on, you got your chance.
Is he gonna tell the truth?
The tips are made of graphite, which accelerates reactivity.
Why?
Why?
Yeah, like what?
For the same reason our reactors do not have containment buildings around them, like those in the West. For the same
Yeah. I'm glad he said that. Answer that why. Why is that not covered? Why this? Why that? But you asking him why?
Why include graphite moderated reactors?
It's cheaper.
And he answered your question. But y'all can't answer why the reactor isn't covered yet and all this stuff isn't done yet.
Reactor 4, designed to operate at 3,200 megawatts, went beyond 33,000.
Why he
look at
the like why you like come on now? Why you look confused? You did this. Yeah, he was hunched up.
The chain of disaster is now complete.
Yo! 1
Oh
I'm actually happy they showed this at the end because it's more intense now.
Yeah.
Now that we know what it caused and all the story and everything. Wow.
You see all that?
That's crazy. Look at his face.
Yeah.
And then he had the nerve to say, "What did you do?" Remember in the beginning, I think that's what he said? He said something like, "What did you do?" He said, like, "What happened?" Denying that it just exploded. Knowing that he knew it exploded. And I thought he wasn't in the room. He was literally right there.
Wait.
Professor Legasov, if you mean to suggest the Soviet state is somehow responsible for what happened, then I must warn you, you are treading on dangerous ground.
So
you're threatening the Soviet because...
No, they're threatening him. Like, you're threatening him.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you what you did wrong. So you, instead of admitting, be like, "Oh yeah, you're threatening me." Like, "Oh, be careful."
Because
what?
It's crazy.
But that's what happened, though.
But listen, look,
that's
we
crazy.
Clearly we live
crazy,
clearly live here, not in this country. That's what people were saying in the comments. You cannot say these things because your life is on the line.
Every lie we tell incurs a debt to the truth. Sooner or later, that debt is paid. That is how an RBMK reactor core explodes.
Remember they asked them, "How does a RBMK reactor explodes?"
Yeah.
And they was like, "Oh, you don't know." Right. And now that he said it, everybody's like, "Oh, wow."
You hear what after he said that, he said lies. Lies is what caused a RBMK reactor to explode.
You keep your title and your office, but no duties, no authority, no friends. No one will talk to you. Your legacy is now their legacy. You'll live long enough to see that.
He told the girl that, though. He already knew this. He said, "What's the point of telling the truth when they get this is a fake one? Like, it's not going to matter what I say." And he did it anyway. And I think that was his way of just trying to blur it out because he couldn't hold it in anymore.
Yeah.
So he just had to do it regardless. But it doesn't matter. And that's why he did those tapes.
You will remain so immaterial to the world around you that when you finally do die, it will be exceedingly hard to know that you ever lived at all.
That is crazy.
Well,
if I refuse,
why worry about something that isn't going to happen?
So they practically say he don't exist anymore.
Yeah, basically, yeah. That's why he was in his room, you know what I'm saying? Made those tapes and then he was gone.
I think that's why they're always watching him too. Probably not to kill him, but I guess to make sure he's not in contact.
Yeah, that was why. The minute I got away, I would have told somebody. I'd be like, "Bro, listen, I know they told me not to tell nobody, but you got to get this all around the world."
But I mean, that's why they're still here. They know the truth. They're not treating them the same, so...
I really want to see how this ends. I want to see if they show us any real footage or something. Because somebody said it. I just want to see what they're going to show us. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Is that him?
Yeah, that was him. That's so sad.
That is really sad. He was only 51. So those 3 divers, they did die.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. I could just imagine being pulled from your home saying that, you'll come back. Dang, that's crazy.
Humans, huh?
Only 31, according to the Soviet Union, died.
That's,
so to this day, they
say
still lied.
Yeah. That is very, very sad, honestly.
Also, all right, guys, discussion time.
After watching this too, just like what you were saying earlier, I feel like it was more important. I feel like this show should have been in the official language and not in English, personally. And I feel like
is a good point to start
and also, I don't know too much about this. I plan to do research on it afterwards, but I'm hoping that this wasn't told from like the United States point of view, if you get what I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying I sense that it was, but all I'm saying is that I hope there was no, like, you know, Hollywood type of action going on.
I feel like it, when you have people, you know, that, I don't know, first off, they were speaking English. So, obviously, I think it definitely was a Hollywood type of thing. like it was a American type of thing that made this HBO original. HBO is you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I think it is technically from America's point of view, but not really, because they obviously got information from back then and stuff like that,
but I feel like
which is bad, that I don't like.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I said. Like, I feel like there should have been more, like, even though, like, at the end, like, they incorporated, like, the actual people and show footage on it, I just feel like with a story like this, it is very important to keep it close to its origin.
But you know what? You know what's kind of making me balance it out? Even though I disagree with them doing it like that, and I probably would have preferred more of a document type of style of thing that showed the real footage, like, all around, I think it's because the Soviet Union tries to contain it the Soviet Union tried to contain it so much that it was probably not possible to do something like a full show or a whole maybe movie about it, unless it was told from a perspective of outside people that got information that they needed. Because I don't think anybody would I'm pretty sure people in Ukraine and stuff already made stuff like this, you know, like documentaries. That's probably over there. But I think we're only seeing this because this is where we at, and it's the best that we can get from our perspective. We can, if y'all know any films or documentaries made that's like in the actual language and made by the people that it happened, or Russia or something like that, then let us know, because we'd be surprised. It probably is. We just probably don't know.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like overall, like, it was good, but like I said, like, knowing that I wasn't taught any of this history when I was in school, and also this is not our country's history, I feel like it's very important to keep things closer to its origin, because I feel like, you know, U.S. and, you know, they don't really even mingle together. So
that's true.
That's what I'm saying, because you gotta think about it in the way too. This, like, the United States is profiting off of this. It's a show.
I was gonna say that.
In the U.S. off of HBO, the U.S. is profiting off of this. So I don't think any of this stuff is benefiting people from over there, and I feel like that's really messed up, because people over there is who's really dealing with that situation. I feel like for us to Hollywoodize it and make profit, I don't like that personally. I would have rather watched just like you said, a documentary from over there compared to here, because I feel like that's overstepping our point. And also, it's like, there's ways I feel like when other countries make films, it's always going to be some form of their perspective on there. And I'm only saying this because I saw some people in the comments who were saying that the way they was even projecting some of the people was not even true. So that I saw some people in the comments saying that Americans were projecting some of the characters in the show, like, in a bad way. Like you think like the Outlaw didn't really act like that? It's a lot of things, because honestly, ultimately, when it comes down to the end of knowing how the Soviet even deals with the truth and lies, it's like, okay, like, yeah, like, I'm not saying I don't know what type of person he was, but it's like, to know that if you actually do try to do something good and your life is on the line, it's like, what choice is most people going to do? Most people's going to choose their life over death. So in that perspective, can we really be mad? Like, we can see it from an understanding point of view, but I don't think we should necessarily, like, really look at people as being villains in a sense. I mean, no, yeah, I don't know. It's like iffy, because from the case and what the professor was saying, how there was numerous points where they could have stopped it, or how he did it regardless. That's the point where it comes off like, okay, that was selfishness, and he should definitely have got a worser penalty than what he got. But I think when it came to court, I'm hoping that the way it was portrayed was accurate. I was looking at the comments while you were saying that, and there are definitely some sources that they got to make this series. There was a book called Voices of Chernobyl. Yeah. And there was other documentary type of films that we could watch. So I feel like ultimately
I agree with you. This was very Hollywoody, you know, and do I think it was disrespectful? No, but I think it was very dramatic, you know, in a way. I think they tried to make it really dramatic, but like you said, I think I would have preferred a more document style of thing.
Yeah.
Not saying this show was bad.
Right. But it's like, what are you really trying to do? Are you really trying...
What are you trying to do? Are you trying to inform me on what happened? Or are you trying to make it a show?
Right. It's like with situations like this, it's like, do you want... Right. Because it's like, yeah, we learn things from this, but it's like, I feel like with a documentary, that's voices. Like, they definitely would have more voices of people who experienced it compared to paying actors to act something out that wasn't even originally from there. And that separates the essence and the realness of things.
The essence.
So, because like, even the way, like, okay, hear me out, right? Even the way, like, they was bringing up, like, oh, like, this radiation is worse than the radiation that happened in Hiroshima, you know, based off of research, a little bit of research I've done, that was definitely true. But then again, it's like, what was this show really supposed to show? Was it trying to show like overall, like how in the world all these countries do things, like when it comes down to overall like wars and stuff like that, how we're building these massive things to practically detonate a whole bunch of people and not really think about the consequence after that, and how it's constantly happening in history over and over and over again. In that sense, in the show, I feel like, yeah, if you incorporate that theme, that's cool. But I have mixed feelings. It wasn't bad though. Not saying it was terrible or anything like that. It's just like overall when I think about like how movie shows that's a real event and how it's portrayed, it will always give a sense of like someone else saying a story compared to like really hearing someone's story who went through it, you know?
Don't get us wrong though. We learned a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like I learned surprisingly a lot about what happened at Chernobyl just by watching this show. So we're not saying it's not informational. You know, we're just trying to point out the fact of how it could have been more of a documentary. But it was still very informational. We still figured out how it happened. You know, and why it happened according to the show, which was insane. And we figured a lot about we figured a good amount enough about how the Soviet Union deals with problems like this.
Well, see, but that's the thing too. This is just the show. You can't just take everything from here and run off with it.
That's why I said good enough. I almost said a lot. That's why I said good enough.
I wouldn't say that it wasn't. I'm not saying that it was necessarily bad, but like I said, I feel like this is one situation compared to a lot of things that go over in that part of the world that we don't know about, because there's a lot of information out there that we don't even know. Like their media isn't even
you would say
accessible.
You would say it was what, Soviet Union?
Yeah, we can't.
Well, you talking about back then or today?
Because
it's not Soviet Union now.
But I'm saying even now, like it's very the information we get from that
that time
is very. No, I'm talking about even now is very limited. It's very limited to like things we can know about them. And I feel like at the end of the day, especially when you think about the relationship with how countries view each other, the way they go about how they portray other countries is very kind of like opinionated in a way, because the general public don't really know what's going on. We don't really know I'm going to just be honest. Like, we don't really know exactly what's going on in Russia, Ukraine, and all that. Like the way we're receiving information,
you seen them trying to hide it so much. They was trying to hide it so bad.
It's nowhere near the same. And I even see this a lot when I'm like watching a lot of movies, because I feel like they're always like, I feel like especially in a lot of superhero movies, I know this is getting a lot of off topic, but even a lot of superhero movies, they're always using like Russia as like the opponent. If you peep that,
they are.
Like I said, I just feel like with this, clearly I was happy to watch this because now it gives me more of a reason to research more in it and actually get more insightful detail. But, you know, there's pros and cons to everything.
What do you think about the actors?
I think the actors was good.
Even though it was like a little Americanized, I think the actors...
the actors weren't American.
I said Americanized. It was a little Americanized. Because I feel like it was some people I recognized in American films. Like
who?
Dyatlov, I recognize him. He was in Harry Potter.
Well, I
Bruh,
can
come
say these are
He
not
gotta be in Harry Potter. He
these are
was.
not American actors, I think, at all.
English,
I think they're all
anything,
English
anything,
actors.
anything other than where it happened. Okay, Ukraine, Russia, whatever it's called, Soviet Union. But anything besides that is what I meant. Y'all know what I was saying. Anything besides that, even though it was off of that and they used actors from not from where it happened, I still feel like they did a really good job in the role. Like, I didn't really see any bad actors is what I'm trying to say.
I think all the actors were good.
As to why it was such a good show. That's
But
what
you know
I'm
what
saying.
I'm also coming to realize too? What if we're not allowed to like use Russian actors? I mean, Ukraine. I'm sorry, guys. Like, I'm still learning a lot with how the separations of the countries came to be. I'm gonna be completely honest because I know there's a lot of war, and I'm very sorry for all those things that's happening. But I still get very because us living in our country. When I think overall, when it comes down to like actors that we see, they're like usually some type of English actor or American or like Canadian.
Harry Potter, Half-Blood Prince, Paul Ritter. Look.
In general, when I think about a lot of American films, we mainly only use Americans or like English actors.
We do.
In our stuff. We don't. Or like
We
okay,
do.
like,
But that's what I meant
we
by
use Asian
Americanized.
People. We use Asian people too, but like I'll say like being here in our country, like I don't really know any like Ukrainian actor like at all. Like I don't know any Ukrainian actor.
Yeah.
So maybe in that sense, that's probably why we didn't have those representations like in the film. But that's why I said maybe we should just got a documentary because we could have got people to talk.
There's documentaries, but just talking about this one, is good in the sense of what it accomplished. But what it could have informed would have been better with just a documentary.
Yeah.
Is that what we're saying? It was still a great show. We still enjoyed it. Got my heart pumping. It was still good. We saw all the lies that were happening, the truth, and all that. The truth eventually got out because we all know about Chernobyl, obviously, and it was really horrible.
Yeah.
What happened to them?
All the innocent people. Yeah. Like I said, it's just sad because in society, us as regular civilians, we're just pawns in it all.
Definitely showed that.
It definitely shows how
definitely. It was a lot of symbolism in this show.
We are not.
It was a lot.
We are not the priority when it comes to things.
Not at all.
At all. The priority is to stay in power and to keep things as low key as possible. And I'm not gonna get really deep into that, but you can definitely show. You can definitely see in the show how saving as much lives was not the top one priority. Well, at least to the most top priority. Outside of the professor and the guy that he was working alongside, everybody else did not care.
They just cared about covering it, and that was really showing the symbolism how higher ups work when it comes to serious situations like that.
It overall came
and
down,
even war,
right?
Because they don't care about the civilians at the end of the day when they make drastic decisions like bombing a whole country or something like that.
And that was something else I wanted to mention too. How I feel like it really sucks. Also, how even when the higher ups know these type of issues are happening, and how they're telling, how they were telling the miners, oh, we'll pay you this much, or 3 volunteers to go down here, we'll give you 400 rubles. And it's dang, y'all can't even be considerate enough to know, y'all know there's a possibility that these people won't survive, and y'all won't even think about a higher wage to pay them or their families. All of that stuff just shows how we do not matter, sadly. And
all the examples, that was great examples.
It was a lot of things that showed how they're willing to do anything to keep themselves in a good position, but whatever happens with everything else is it's whatever. So that's definitely insane. But yeah,
it just surprised me that the main, what's the name, Glazlov?
Yeah,
he really died, and then after he died,
well, he committed suicide, which I find
he committed suicide, and then right after he committed
really
suicide,
sad.
They admitted everything.
I find
that is the most depressing, annoying part about it, because all the effort he put into it, all the truth he was trying to tell, and at the end of the day, he couldn't see them tell the truth. He committed suicide, and after he did that, then they want to tell the truth and admit how they were wrong when he already did.
Yeah, I feel like that was definitely really sad too.
Is the pinnacle of the story for me. That was messed up. In my opinion, that was the pinnacle for me.
Yeah, his character, his life, I feel like saved so many, but just like you said, it sucks that he wasn't even able to see it through. And even the way, like, after he said his truth, like, that guy who came in the room and was saying all that stuff to him, like, that's just insane.
Yeah, that was
like,
really disrespectful.
The good people don't last. That's the problem. And they're always getting slack about themselves. Like, I just found it, like, very rude, because also it didn't show, like, him having any family either, which I found it really interesting too. Like, he out here trying to save all these people, and I don't know if he was married or had kids, but it didn't show, like, him having anybody, and I found that, like, really sad too. Like, he's doing all this and he don't have anybody to go home to support him, and you know, he ended up killing suicide, so that was, like, very sad. So yeah,
that is all, guys. We appreciate you guys joining us on our Chernobyl journey, and we will see y'all
on the next one.
Perfect.